do you now? Well, at the risk of blowing your mind, my job is to keep folk like you out. Now, what makes you think that you're any different?
Well,
Oh, now that sounds promising.
you just have to live
Exactly how much do you reckon my while is worth? Alright then, deal. I think I'm in the mood for a stroll. Just act normal, and the guards inside will think you're expected. And hey, don't get any stupid ideas about swiping anything. Alright?
Walk blessed.
Is my master expecting you? Just go upstairs. He is in his scribbery.
Huh?
Oh, grand. Yet another proof of the notorious reliability of sellswords. I should have known that simpleton was only good for peeling potatoes at best. So, what is it that you want? To mug me? I would seriously think that over, considering my esteemed bodyguard over there. He belongs to the petrified, and I'm sure he would love to demonstrate just what that means. Save the chatter, and tell me why you're here. Else you'll find yourself back on the streets quicker than you can count to 3. Oh, do you now? You really are a bold one, aren't you? But good, go ahead. Tell me what you consider to be so important that you just had to sneak into my house without my invitation. What? No, you're mistaken. I have no idea what you're talking about. Now get out of here. I don't give a shit about your sources. Now get lost. Preferably to the land you came from, Coleman. Go and fuck a goat, or whatever it is you people do in your country. Just get out of my sight. Kashan, show my guest the way out. What the hell? I've no idea how you got in here, but I swear that you're about to see me get real angry. What? All right, then. Here's what's going to happen next. You either give me that piece of paper right now, or I will order Kashan to do it for you. And I promise you, that will be a painful process. Your employer? Pah! You're bluffing. I could kill you right here, and no one would ever notice that you've gone missing. You. All right, then. If your life depends on it. So, what do you want? If this was about doing damage to me, you wouldn't have come back with a certificate. So here's the deal. I'll tell you what you want to know, and you'll give me back the paper, and keep this matter about the child to yourself. And one thing in advance. Try to double-cross me, and you will regret it. I promise. As I expected. All right, then. So, yes, it is true that I once owned the stone, but it is also true that I no longer do. That thing whose birth that piece of paper in your hand proves owns it now, if it is still alive, that is. Don't call it that. That creature doesn't deserve to bear the family name. But yes, he has it, if anyone does. I fear I have to go back in time a little. 7 years ago, with my old wench, she got pregnant. At first I thought it was a gift of fate, but when the child came, it was an atrocity, a joke of nature. Everything but a worthy successor for our house. Malformed? Oh, that would be the understatement of the century. It had these tumors all over its face, and its left leg was a clump. The apothecarius said it was a wonder that it even survived the birth. I gave him away. And please, save yourself the indignation. You wouldn't understand my decision if I tried to explain it to you. Well, what do you think? She sure wasn't happy about it. But it was the right thing to do, and if a man makes a choice, the wench has to accept it. She's gone, anyway. Syphilis took her. To a small village where no one from Ark would ever see him, or at least where no one could trace him back to me. My wench. She stole it from the treasury and put it into one of his pockets. She probably thought it was a common jewel of some sort, and that it would help whomever he ended up with to take pity on him. But truth be told, I didn't mind too much when I found out. Buying the black stone in the first place was one of the biggest follies my father ever committed. I don't put much stock in superstition and folk tales, but everyone knows something is wrong with those things. Anyway, since you will probably ask, as far as I know, the village where they took it is called Silvergrove. If the stone still exists, you should find it there. Now, give me the parchment and get lost. I kept my end of the bargain. Thanks. Now get out.
Ho there, friend. What are you doing out here at this time of day? In a few hours, the Bone Rippers will come out of their caves, and unless you're eager to meet one in person, you should see to it that you're far from here when that happens. What? You made it all the way here without ever seeing one of them? Lucky you. They are beasts, as big as trolls and as swift as tigers. They sleep through most of the day, but at dusk they usually come out to look for prey. And, unfortunately, they have gotten a taste for human flesh. Heard of it? I guess you could say that. Behind these gates is the Valley of Silvergrove, and... you know what? Actually, I was just about to close the gate for the night. But if you're looking for our village anyway, why don't you just come in? I won't open them again until tomorrow noon, but that should be enough time for you to finish whatever business you have here. My Dame Thalar's banana grog is a blast, if that helps you decide. Is it? I think trust has to start somewhere, doesn't it? And I've got a good gut feeling about you. That has to be enough for starters. Glad to hear it. Follow me. Alright then, here we are. You'll find our village if you just follow that road down there. At least to the grove, you can hardly miss it. It's a really nice place. I bet you'll like it there. Since that boy found the silver vein in the grove, we live like the Lightborn do in Inadan, really. So I guess this is farewell, isn't it? Unless you have questions. Well, you know, Silvergrove wasn't always as nice a place as it is now. Back in the old days, it was quite harsh, actually. But then, some traveler came by and left us with a small boy. He had a terrible disease, and I suppose that's why the guy just abandoned him. I don't know how someone can be that heartless, but it was probably for the best. Ulbar adopted him, and... when exactly was that? 4 years ago, the boy found a silver vein while he was playing in a small cave near the grove. And, well, from then on the wealth just flowed in pretty much by itself. Come to think of it, I don't want to imagine what this place would be like without the little fella. His name is Rynéus, or at least that was the name stitched on the blanket that stranger left him with. Who knows? Maybe you'll see him for yourself. He's quite popular. I'm no apothecarius, but he had these tumors all over his face, and his left leg was entirely crippled. But just a few moons after Ulbar took him in, he started getting better. The weather, maybe? I don't know. But I'm glad it happened. That boy is a treasure. Anything else? Otherwise, I'm damn ready for a nap. A headache? Nah, sorry. Could be the heat. Or maybe you were just thirsty. I wouldn't worry too much about it if I were you. Any more questions? Ah, don't mention it. Walk blessed.
Walk Blessed! Hmm, you're not from around here, are you? I don't think I've seen you here before. You're welcome. What would this world be like without people helping one another? Rynéus, of course I do. A great lad, really. Did you know we owe all of our wealth to him? Without him, this place would be nothing. Ah, I'm rambling again. If you're looking for him, he and his father live on the next to last house on the cliffside of the village. You could take a look at the ruin near the oasis, or the one on the beach. That is, if you know how to fight off the wild animals around there. But I don't know, do you really think that's a good idea, risking your life for some filthy lucre? I don't know. A merchant? I take it you've already seen the Silent Moon's Inn. Tahara probably can't offer you more than provisions, but I'm sure she won't say no if you're looking to sell. Then there's Robak and his little ship on the outskirts of the village. And finally Oliel in the marketplace. Not much, I know, but we don't get visitors here very often. You're welcome. What would this world be like without people helping one another? Take care and enjoy your stay here. You'll see. This is a beautiful spot on Earth we have here. It really is.
Greetings.
Walk blessed, and welcome to Silent Moon's Inn. You're not from around here, are you? How can I help you?
They just sit on their asses and hope things settle themselves. Idiots.
Yes, I won't argue with that. And do you want to know something bizarre? I don't have the slightest idea why my companion and I chose the name back in those days. The memory seems a little blurry, unreal. Huh, but I guess that was due more to the brandy than anything else. Yes, you're right. I haven't been on the outside for ages, and honestly, I don't plan to change that anytime soon. Most of this place's beauty is owed to the river that comes from the mountain. There's a nice little legend about how it came to be. Care to hear it? All right then. I'm sure you already saw the ancient ruin near the waterfall, didn't you? It is said that once a wealthy couple of sublime path lived there. They were tired of the mainland's never-ending troubles and thus moved here, which is an odd choice, especially considering that before the oasis grew, this place was little more than dust and sand. But nevertheless, they did, and they hired the best craftsmen in Duneville to build them a home here. Fruit, bread, and water had to be brought here weekly. Lavish, but it worked. After a couple of years living there, the woman gave birth to a child, Seneri, a healthy boy, young and strong. Only 6 months after his birth, he already knew how to speak and walk. It all seemed as if the family would lead a happy life there for years to come. But then, something strange happened. The Myrads stopped coming. Days passed, weeks, and finally moons. No matter how long they waited, they just wouldn't come. And slowly but surely their provisions would run out. The route to Duneville was far too perilous to be traveled alone, so they were trapped. "We will die here," the father said as they sat together one day, he and his wife emaciated and weak, since they saved all the food that was left for their son. Seneri was desperate. He screamed, cried, and asked the gods for help, but he was powerless. One gray, desolate morning, it was over, and both his mother and father were dead. Weakened and starving himself, the son then stood in front of his beloved parents' bodies, fell to his knees, and whispered, "Why is this happening to me? What have I done to deserve such cruelty?" And he started crying. And then a miracle happened. As the first tears reached the dusty ground, a flower started sprouting, and only a second later it was fully grown. Then grass, and then, just like a flood, a wave of life crashed through the dusty valley, and everywhere wonderful plants and trees came into being. And finally, before the boy had even realized what had happened, a stream of water crashed through the rock. And as Suneri lay there, his body fragile and his eyes wet, he realized what he had done without understanding how. He smiled, closed his eyes, and died. Well, that's it. According to the legend, the grove has been the way it is now ever since then. So, how did you like the story? Oh, you're welcome. It was one of my favorite stories when I was younger, despite the ending. Sure do. And you know what? Take this on the house as a welcoming present. It's a handmade date cake, the best in the entire desert. We don't get visitors too often.
Greetings.
Have you heard? Apparently, Rynéus' father patched up this weird sphere his boy found in the old ruin.
Yeah, I heard about it. What's it good for?
Well, I don't understand that myself, but Tahara said that some people from Ark would pay hundreds for that thing. Old starling craft, that's what she said.
Pah. Too bad they'll never get their hands on it. They'd only use it to make some killing machine out of it. By the righteous path, how glad am I to live here and not in that stinking hole of a city.
Tell me about it. Anyway, I have business to do. Take care.
Yes, you too. A stranger in our village. Now that's quite a sight. So, allow me to greet you properly. Welcome to our beautiful home. I hope you enjoy your stay here.
Now look at that, a new face. Welcome to Silvergrove. Might you be interested in some sun-dried dates or a bottle of banana brandy? Sure. Walk blessed.
Walk blessed.
Some shifts never end.
What? Who are you? Can I help you? Foster father. But yes, I am. Why do you ask? Do you know Rynéus? Is it? Well then, be my guest. His room is just through that door over there. I think he's reading at the moment, but he always likes company. You sure ask a lot of questions, my sir. But okay, why not? You know, I'm a widower. My companion and I always wanted to have a foster kid before Rynéus. But as you said, life here was harsh, especially before Rynéus discovered the silver veins. Frankly, we barely had enough to eat ourselves, and there weren't exactly a lot of orphans around here to take in either. Well, when my companion died, I was occupied with my thoughts, as you can imagine. Flesh maggots. There was nothing I or the apothecary could do for him. And Rynéus appeared out of nowhere, discarded like a blunt knife. I saw him and I don't know, how could I just leave him there? What kind of person could? It was demanding at first, to say the least, especially with his condition, but even then, I never regretted it, not for a second. Maybe it's a way of honoring the memory of my companion. I don't know. In any case, I'm glad it all happened like it did. Here in Silvergrove, we are all one big happy family, and every day I can feel how happy Rynéus is, knowing that we all accept him and love him, no matter what. Yes, maybe we are. But you know, trust has to start somewhere, and in my experience, it is always rewarded. We have never had any problems with new people in Silvergrove. Never. And I have a hunch that's not about to change now. Well, you sure know a lot about my boy, considering that you've never seen him before. But yes, it's true. He's as healthy as a horse, and has been for quite some time now. For some reason, those tumors he had started healing shortly after he arrived here. And no, I don't know why. And frankly, I'm not sure I want to. Some questions are better left unasked, as the saying goes. But you know what? Even if that miracle hadn't happened, it wouldn't have made a difference. Not here in Silvergrove. We would never have abandoned him like the ones who brought him here did. Rynéus has a good heart, and that's all that matters.
Whoa there, you gave me a start. Who are you? I don't think I've seen you before. Ark? That's way out there, isn't it? Then you must be very happy to. Hey Thoris, what are you doing? Oh, blazes, that's my favorite toy. You look as if you can run fast. Can you catch Thoris for me and get my teddy back? If you don't, I'm sure he will bury it somewhere in the sand. And I'll never get it back then. Could you? Man, that's really nice of you. Then run, quickly, before he's gone.
Monsieur? So, did you catch him? You found it? Show me. Yes, that's him.
Wow, that was just awesome. Thank you. Retha and Gages will be so jealous when I tell them that I have a friend like you. You are my friend, aren't you? Questions? Sure. You helped me, and now I'll help you. That's what friends do, isn't it? Is it? I don't know. Daddy taught me how to read very early, and I just love it. Books are like pictures you can enter whenever you want. When I'm older, I want to write them too. I don't know. I think I'm 7. Yes, that's it. 7 years old. Sick. Yes, I think I was, but that was a long time ago. I can hardly remember. I had these bumps all over my face, and they itched all day long. And whenever I wanted to walk, I had to walk funny because my right leg was always swollen. But it just went away when I got older, and now I can run faster than even Gages. And he's quick, let me tell you. Where I'm from? What do you mean? If you say so. Yeah, I do. They're so beautiful, aren't they? You know, here in Silvergrove, we have them in so many more colors than the outside does. Daddy told me that once. I catch them, put them into a jar for a day or two so that I can draw them, and then I free them again. A stone? But what would you want with a stone? Okay, yes. I think I know which stone you're talking about. And yes, I can show you where it is, but only under one condition. That we make a bargain. That's what you grown-ups call it, isn't it? A bargain? It's simple. You grant me 3 wishes and I show you where the stone is. Well, I can ask for 3 things that you have to do for me. And don't worry, it will be fun. You'll see. What do you say? Do we have a deal? Awesome! I knew you would say yes, and we can start right away. Just come down to the beach in a few minutes.
One more time. The left switch makes it go faster. The right one starts it. You got it?
Yeah. Thanks, Daddy. You're the best father in the whole world.
and you are the best son. But look who came. I will leave you two to it, okay? And remember, don't steer it toward the village. You don't want anyone getting hurt. Have a good time, you two.
Hey, that was quick. So, are you ready? It will be a blast. I promise. Okay, actually, it's really simple. Do you know how to shoot a bow? I knew it. Awesome. So, now look. Ta-da! Isn't it awesome? That's a starling sphere. Daddy found it in the old ruin down by the beach and put it back together for me. And he said it's really, really old. Great, isn't it? Yes, it is, but Daddy is like a wizard when it comes to fixing things. Every time I break something, he just glues it back together like nothing happened. Well, what do you think? We'll try it out. I always wanted to do that, but Daddy said that I'm too young to use a bow. But you aren't. So, that's my first wish. I want you to try out the sphere with me. Easy. You take the bow over there, and I let the sphere fly free. Then you need to aim for it and hit it before I make it land again. Ah, and don't start firing before it is open. Otherwise your arrows will bounce right off. So, are you ready to go? At first, I'll make it fly slowly, but in the second and third rounds, I'll make it go faster. Awesome! Don't worry if you do poorly the first time. We can play as often as you like. If you're ready, take the bow over there, and I'll start the sphere. Alrighty, let's go. 1, 2, 3! Woohoo! Strike! Yay! Good one! Yes! That was awesome! Yay! Good one! Awesome! This is so much fun. I'll make it go faster now. Get ready. 1, 2, and 3. Woohoo! Strike! Woohoo! Strike! Yes! That was awesome! Wow, that was crazy. Come, let's see how fast it can go. On my mark. 1, 2, and go! Yes, that was awesome! Yay! Good one! Woohoo! Strike! Yay! Good one! Wow! That was incredible! You're really good at this, you know that? I bet the bad guys are really afraid of you. So, what do you say? Another round? Maybe you can do even better. Yeah, sure. That must be tiring, huh? But you did great, really. Thank you for playing with me. I'll go back to the village and tell Daddy that we're done. Just come back to the house when you're ready to hear my second wish.
Thank you for taking the time to play with Rynéus. He's a little ahead of the children around here, if you know what I mean. And I rarely have time to play with him myself. Anyway, I'll be at the house if you need anything.
Ah, hey! That was really fun, wasn't it? You'll see, in Silvergrove, it's always like that. No one is ever angry around here, and they're all nice to each other. You know, you could stay here if you like. I'm sure Daddy and the others would help you build a house, and then we could play together every day. Awesome. I'm sure you'd be so much happier here than anywhere else. Anyway, I now know what my second wish is gonna be. Ready to hear it? Alrighty. As you know, I really love to collect butterflies, to draw them, and by now I've drawn almost every kind that can be found around Silvergrove, except for one, the moonglow moth. And that's my second wish. I want you to help me catch some of them. They look so incredibly awesome. Their wings are black and blue at the same time, and they shine in the sunlight like crystals. Normally, it's very hard to catch them because they are really tiny, but I know a trick. You have to search with your eyes and your ears at the same time. If you listen closely, you can hear this weird ringing noise that they make when they fly, and that can help you find them, even in the forest. Just be careful when you catch them. I don't want them to get hurt or anything. Here, I'll give you 15 jars, but if you find 7 of them, that should be enough. Yeah, the Moonglow Meadow. That's next to the old watermill. You have a map, don't you? Here, I'll make a cross where the meadow starts. I'll wait for you in the village, just in front of the tavern. Just meet me there when you're done. Have fun and good luck. you are. So have you already caught enough? Or do you want to keep looking some more? Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much. I could never have found that many without you. I am sure that was fun. Wasn't it? Awesome! I knew you'd like it, and I've got something else prepared for you. Just let me take the jars back home first. See you soon.
Ah, there you are. It was really nice of you to help Rynéus find those butterflies. He's been trying to catch them for months now, but he's just not fast enough. You know, whenever I see the two of you, I can't help but see you as siblings. You should really think about settling down here. I'm sure the village could use someone with your abilities. Oh my, I'm rambling, aren't I? I think Rynéus has prepared something for you. He's waiting near the back door.
One day, I'm gonna be an adventurer. And I'm gonna explore the entire world.
Of course. Take your time. May his light guide you.
Hey, good to see you. Are you ready for my last wish? I think you will like it. I'll tell you in a moment. Let's go to the old ruin near the waterfall. I've prepared a little surprise for you there. Come, lead the way. Okay, see that door over there? That's the entrance. Here, this key should open the door. Okay, this will be a little splashy. Here we are. It's awesome in here, isn't it? Take a look around if you want. So, ta-da! That's the surprise I promised you. Do you see it? That's us, on the beach here in Silvergrove, right where we tested the sphere. Do you like it? It's really nice, isn't it? Why? Of course me. Who else? Turned out really well, didn't it? Do you think so? I thought you'd like it. but I wasn't sure. Thank you. It really means a lot to me.
Can I tell you my last wish now? After that, I will give you the stone. Just like we agreed. I promise.
I want you to stay here. I want you to stay and be part of the family. I'm sure Daddy would let you move in if I ask him. Then we could play together every day. And every night we'd have supper with Daddy like we were siblings. It would be so great, wouldn't it? But why not? Why? I just don't understand. It's so much better here in Silvergrove than anywhere else. No one is ever hungry or sick, and there are never any clouds or rain. What is there in that stupid city that you need to get back to? The world out there, it's so cruel, so cold. Or is it me? It's me, isn't it? I've been a bad little brother to you, and all my games were stupid and boring. But I will change all that, I promise. I just don't want you to leave. Without you, I'll be alone again, and I don't want to be alone anymore. Yes, I will be. There's something I need to tell you, but I'm afraid that you will hate me when I do, just like all the others. It's just, I don't know where to start. I never wanted them to be trapped here. You have to believe me, but it was the only way to make them love me. Back then, they were always mean to me, even though I never did anything wrong. Every time Daddy took me out on the streets, they called me freak, demon, and things like that. Don't you see? Everybody hated me. They all did. And it was all just because I had those bumps on my face, and my left leg was like a big clump. Only Daddy loved me, and he took care of me. No, I never was. All this here, it started when the old woman died. Yes, one day she just fell down and died. As she walked past our house, her heart stopped beating. That's what Daddy said. But all the others said it was me. That I killed the woman with wild magic. Because I'm a pathless demon, a freak. But that's a lie. I never wanted to hurt anyone. Ever. They only said that because they hated me from the start. No, nothing is all right. Nothing at all. They came 2 days after that happened. It was already dark, and Daddy and I were asleep when all of a sudden they came into my room and tried to pull me out of my bed. I screamed and I cried, and then Daddy came and started screaming too and punched one of the men in the face. And then one of the women pulled a knife from her coat and she... Yes, I don't think she wanted to, but she just stabbed him in his belly again and again, and suddenly there was blood everywhere, on the floor, on my drawings, on the bed sheets, even on Thoris's basket. Then they looked at each other in a weird way and just ran. Do you understand? They just ran and left me and Daddy there. I was so afraid, brother. I was so afraid. And then the stone started speaking to me. Yes, do you see the necklace? The stone is in there. Daddy said I already had it when they found me. I'm sorry I didn't tell you earlier, but I was afraid that when you found out where it was, you would just take it and leave. It said that it could make everything better. that I could make it so Daddy didn't die, and that all my wishes would come true. I would finally be able to walk like the others, and everyone would love me as if I were normal. What do you think? I said, yes. Then everything went black and I felt a tickle in my tummy, like when Daddy used to lift me in the air to play Myrad. When I woke up again, everything was different. It was day, and my room was so beautiful and light, and there was toys everywhere, and Daddy wasn't bleeding anymore, but was sitting on my bed. And he told me that I just had a bad dream, and that I should go look in the mirror. And when I did, I saw that I looked different, like the other children, just normal. Yes and no. It's the normal world, but different. It is as I want it to be. Yes, I think that this stone can make every person here in Silvergrove see the world that I want, and do what I want them to, even before I know it myself. At first, I was so happy, you know? Everything was so beautiful. There were date pies every night, and everyone loved me. Even the other children played with me because I didn't have the bumps anymore. I was so happy. Because I found out that they were only nice to me because I want them to be. And they all just do what I want them to do, all the time. When I play tag with Gages, for example, it's not really him that I'm running from, it's me. He's just like a doll, a puppet, and everyone who comes into Silvergrove becomes like that, even if I don't want them to. But you are different. I felt it the moment Gumek let you through the gate. You see my Silvergrove, but you do what you want, not what I want. I don't know, but whenever I look at you, it's like a part of you isn't really there. I know it sounds weird, but that's how it is. No, I can't. The stone. They told me once what would happen if I did. Everyone would die, because they haven't eaten anything real for years. It's only me, only my wishes that make them healthy, you see? And even if that didn't happen, I never want to go back out there. Daddy would die, and I would have the bumps again, and everyone would hate me. That is why you have to stay. Don't you see? Together, we can be happy here, and I wouldn't be alone anymore. Please, I beg you. This is my third wish, and you promised me that you'd fulfill all of them. You promised me. No, there isn't. We'd all die if I made this world go away. You, me, everyone. You have to stay. Why don't you believe me? There isn't. And even if there was, I wouldn't do it. You know why? Because you'd hate me out there, just like all the others. You'd see my face, the bumps, my leg, and you'd spit on me and just run away. I know you would, because it's always been like that. Always. I just can't take it anymore. Can't you see? I just can't. You say that now, but how can I know it's the truth? How can I know you won't run away when you see how I really look? Tell me how I can trust you. Promise, but maybe you're right. You were always nice to me from the beginning. But what if the stone is right, and we really do die if I make this world go away? Not just the others, but us too. I'm so scared. I don't want you to die. Yes, maybe you're right. Okay, then give me... Wait, what is this? I feel so weird. Oh no! It's in my head. Help me, brother. Help me. It hurts so much. You were right, brother. We made it. No, I don't think so. The bumps, they hurt so bad, you know? Yes, thank you. Daddy? Daddy, is that you? I'm so sorry about the vase. That was Thoris, and I... Yes, I saw one of them this morning. You were right. You know, sometimes all you need to do for a wish to come true is to hold on to it long enough. Can you start us a fire now, Daddy? I'm cold. So cold.